Hello, hello. My name is Sharp Eyes, and
And
this
this is
is
Orc.
yep, and that is Orc, and we are going to be casting a game on Aklon Wastes. This is part of the Mayflowers tournament in the Diamond bracket. Alrighty. Let me go ahead and switch the camera. Alright, so, Orc, what do you think about Aklon Wastes?
In ZVP.
Yes.
It's a good map, I'd say, for Protoss. Well, there's good on every map. Just kidding. But yeah, Protoss can any race can take an easy 3 base on this map, and a relatively easy 4th base for Protoss. So this is definitely a really good Protoss map.
Alright, Orc, would you so kindly introduce our two players?
Okay, we have spawning in the bottom right our blue player. He's a Protoss. His name is RockLobster. And in the top left, we have a red Zerg, and he is Imperative.
Alright, and it is Imperative that is playing Zerg this week, ladies and gentlemen. Orc, do you think that Imperative will win this match?
Well, they're both Diamond League players, so I'm gonna have to see what their openings are and then go from there. Because you can't really tell at this point.
Alright. It is looking like Imperative is droning up right now. Yeah, it looks like a lot of drones will be coming out. Orc, what do you think about drones?
They're good, and you can't kill them all. They just keep fucking getting made all the time.
They just keep on coming out.
Yep.
Looking like a pool will be coming up here. The blue Protoss has scouted that, and it actually looks like the Protoss will be going for a Forge Fast Expand. Is a Forge Fast Expand one of the better strategies versus Zerg?
Yeah, it's basically the cookie cutter build, to say so to speak. Like, it's if you're versing a Zerg and they're not, early pooling you, it's you go Forge, Fast Expand, and then you either can build your Nexus first, or you can build a cannon. Or you can go Nexus, Forge, Cannon, or you can go Forge, Nexus, Cannon, depending on what they're doing.
I see. So would Nexus first be pretty risky sometimes?
Yeah, especially like versus scrubs on the ladder, because you don't know what the hell they're doing, and a lot of them like to do cheesy stuff.
Alright, and it does not look like the Zerg player will be going in for some kind of cheese. He's playing a pretty standard game with pool first and hatch coming up. Orc, what do you think of pool first? Is it pretty good, or is it a little slow?
His pool, well, it looked like it was a 14 pool, which is kind of standard. He went Expo first and then Gas, which I don't know if that's ordinary, but yeah, I think if you already made the pool at 14, it's not like a Protoss is gonna like 2-gate you. Well, most Protosses won't. That's more rare than a Zerg making early lings and throwing them out of Protoss. So it's kind of weird. It was kind of interesting how he did that as a build. It wasn't really weird or bad per se.
Absolutely. It does look like the Zerg has no idea what the Protoss is up to at this point. Would you say that was a bad idea by not scouting the Protoss?
Yeah, no matter, like I said in our previous cast, doesn't matter what race you are or what matchup it is, you should definitely not cast, you should definitely scout and always see what your opponent's up to, because if you're basically, if there's two players and they have basically the identical skill set, if one knows what the other one's doing at all times, he'll probably win like 99% of the time.
Correctamundo. And we do see the Zealot here in the hold position with one cannon in back. Is one cannon enough, Orc, or would more be better?
All depends on what you see, but you always, yes, at least want to make one. This is actually, from what I've seen since I've started playing StarCraft 2, which was a long time ago, this is actually a pretty nice build from Blue. And what I mean by build is a nice wall. Yeah, he's got a nice wall off.
Looking like two pylons are powering those buildings. Very
Yeah,
nice
you
wall
got
up.
two pylons. There's three very high hit point structures, and then if the zealot and the pylon, if that was to get baneling busted on that side, he could just throw up a gateway behind it. So I mean, it's a pretty solid wall.
Definitely very solid. Looking back to the Zerg player, we actually don't see another hatchery coming up. Would the Zerg player usually expand at this point versus a Forge Fast expand?
Well, basically, you want to get on three bases as soon as you know the Protoss is going on, as soon as he's expoing, whether it's a fast expo, whether it's, you know, cannon pressure with a late expo, you always want to have three bases. So he should technically be on three bases right now, but, you know, he's still playing pretty well. He's going dual evolution chamber, so I think we're probably going to see some, I was going to say Roach Hydra, but he's getting Ling upgrades.
Looking
So
like
I
the
think he
Zerglings
might go-
will get the surround possible. Yes. Oh wow, he surrounded and then didn't surround. Very interesting play.
Speed is pretty good though, so he'll pick off the stalker like he does. Yeah, so he's gonna go Lings with probably, it's hard to say at this point, but I think he might go Ling Muta.
Hmm.
But yeah, definitely Lings because he's getting both upgrades for the attack and the armor.
Would you say Ling Muta is a very good composition versus Protoss at this point?
Mutas are very good in every single matchup. They were good in Wings, and now they're way better. They're just like Reapers with their regeneration. It just made them like 10 times better than they were.
That is a lot of times, Orc.
Yep.
Looking like a third will be going down by the Zerg player here, and we do see an infestation pit just popping out. Does it look like an early hive, Orc, or do you think the Zerg player is opting for a solid mid game here?
Excuse me. I don't really know what kind of solid mid game or what kind of game he's doing yet. Like I said, he was going mutas, which he is doing, but he teched to a lair really fast off of 2 base, which some people do. It's like not anything that's, you know, unheard of. But yeah, he obviously wanted to get his mutas up really fast and get his upgrades going, and he's going really fast to a hive. So this is a pretty interesting build. I wouldn't say the best build you could do, but I mean, yeah, it's pretty interesting what he's doing, because he's got 1/1 lings. I think he's about to make mutas. Well, he has no money. So yeah, I don't know. I'm just yeah, we'll see.
We will see indeed. We do see 2/2 upgrades researching for the Zerg player. Is it possible that he's going Ling Ultra Muta?
Ling Ultra Muta, maybe, but I mean, he should have 4 bases by now. Like his third isn't even mining, so yeah. Basically, whatever he's trying to get, it doesn't matter what it is. He needs more economy to, you know, support it, no matter what he gets.
I see. And it does look like he has complete vision of the map, knowing that the Protoss is only on 2 base right now. But he still hasn't gotten another expansion.
Now the Protoss, on the other hand, he's got 9 gates, 1 robo, a few immortals. He's still on 2 base, like I said, but he's got 1 robo and he's getting thermal lance. I think, what is he? He's upgrading +1, and it's 12 minutes in the game. It's not done yet. It doesn't look like he's going to take a third. This might be a 2 base all in. So yeah, both builds are definitely good. They're not bad at all. It's just they're very unorthodox, I guess you could say.
Now you did mention that the Protoss is going for a 2 base all in. At what point does the Protoss actually move out?
Whenever they have the right army to handle what they think their opponent's throwing at them. So I think he'll probably move out when he has +1, to be honest. But it should be +2 at this point.
Alright, looking back at the Zerg army, we do see that his army comp is mostly Zerglings.
So you were right, he is going ultras, but he's not getting the ultra upgrade. Like, see, it's all 2/2 is finishing now. He's not getting the ultra upgrade. He needs to be a little bit better on his injects.
It is looking like the Protoss army is moving out slowly but surely, spreading or destroying this Overlord. Nope, it's still alive. Looking like the Stalkers are leading the charge, which is quite interesting. But
real quick to know before the battle starts, if he can land perfect force fields, this game's already over. Even though he doesn't have a warp prism or a proxy pylon. And then he can recall back to his base too. So I think, I mean, let me see what's being built. Yeah, this game's, I would be very surprised. I'm just gonna say that if the Protoss doesn't win this, yeah, I'd be very surprised.
it is looking like there is engagement. Zealots leading the charge. Lings are retreating. What is going on? Looking like the Protoss is destroying some spine crawlers. Zerglings are flooding in. Oh, they are surrounding the Colossi. But I'm actually not sure who's going to come out on top here, with the Zealots being destroyed, the Stalkers being destroyed. There are some reinforcements, but it looks like the Zerg will eliminate the forces. Or was this surprising?
Yeah, it was. I mean, I didn't see the 2 ultras being made. I thought he just had pure lings. But yeah, once, you know, massive units, Thors, Colossi, or ultras are out, force fields are basically, they don't work anymore in your favor because they just break through them. But I thought the Protoss could have executed that a little bit better, but he also killed the 4th. He should have taken a 3rd at the same time while he was attacking, and then he should have just recalled this whole army, even though I thought he won. But like, as soon as he saw those ultras, he should have just recalled right back to his base.
Yeah, those ultras are really good against force fields, and will be just
they're just
tromping
good in
them.
general. But as soon as, like, if I saw 2, as soon as I saw him running up the ramp, I would have just been like, all right, recall. I'm going back, getting a 3rd.
I'm looking at the possible 3rd base. We actually don't see creep or a burrowing here, so the Protoss could have gotten this 3rd relatively easily.
Yeah. Now the Protoss only just now started his +2. He still is on 1 robo. He doesn't have blink or even charge, even though that's a less common upgrade. The Zerg doesn't have his Ultralist upgrade yet for his armor, for his Ultras is what I'm trying to say. And then his +3 armor for any melee unit, but he's getting his +3 attack, so, you know, now he's QQing about creep, which, you know, I even do from time to time, but 3-2 upgrades for the Zerg with only 1-0 from the Protoss, I mean, that's going to win you the game alone, for, like, macro and micro aside. You can just A-move.
Yeah, it actually looks like research is being done, but at this point it's pretty late in the game.
Like,
and
it could be 3-1 versus 3-2, but it's probably going to be 3-2 versus 1-0. So, yeah.
and it actually looks like Zealots are being warped in back here. But aren't Zealots extremely bad versus Ultras?
They're actually pretty good if you have even upgrades or better, because you can get the fastest upgrades obviously with Protoss because of Chrono Boost. But no, not in this situation, no, because he has his whole army is just pure Ling and pure Ultra, which completely it's a good army in any matchup. But versus this composition that the Protoss has, it's not ideal. It's not what you're looking for. Well, the Protoss's army is what I was referring to.
I see. It looks like the Protoss army is very tiny right now at 144 supply and under upgraded. It looks like the Zerg should be able to just roll on in and end the game right here.
Yeah, and I mean, so the Zerg's gonna win regardless of what happens, but he's spending his bank right now, but he had 2k minerals and 1k gas, and the Protoss was spending every resource he had, and that's GG, good game.
And there's the GG. Alright, until next time, I'm Sharp Eyes.
And I'm Orc.
And we are signing.